It's me, Renee. I'm back. So this week is a Valentine's week. So I'm gonna be doing a Valentine's romance themed videos all week. I might be doing several, like lots of videos, because yeah, so many good things to talk about. Now, I suppose you could say, why did you not like do lots of romance themed all month? I didn't think about it, and also I do it kind of, and yeah. Anyway, it's gonna be a romance themed week, so please hope you're happy with that. So today I'm gonna be talking about all the books that I read since last Valentine's. So these are books that I read uh, last year, but also books that I read in January that are just amazing romance books. I'm also going to be talking a bit about some audiobooks. So yeah, gonna use my phone for that to as an aid. But yeah, and if you read these, please fangirl with me. If you haven't, you can be sure that all of these are highly recommended. Like, why would I talk about them if not? I suppose yeah, you could say like this could be me talking about just romance books I've read the last year. No, no, no. This is amazing romance books. I'm not going to talk about the ones that disappointed me. No, I suppose I could do that, but that's kind of just mean. So, yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm spreading joy. S- We have The Bride. Oh, yeah, and as usual, I don't really go in a like logical sense to it. It's just kind of all over the place. Like a book I read in January, a book I read in March, a book I read in January, a book I read in June, what have you. But yeah, first we have The Bride Goes Rogue by Joanna Shupe. Actually, my first Joanna Shupe book. So I had this with me last year on my vacation, and I just loved it so much. Yeah, I love it so much. It has masquerade. It has dual point of view, which you kind of almost need. I feel like in romances, but yeah. And also, it was actually my first also romance set in New York. Sorry, historical set in New York. So this is historical, but it's also the US. I feel like very often historicals are set in UK or Ireland, Scotland. I mean, every place has a history. This is set in 1880s New York, and yeah, do love it. Very fun setting, and I love this too as a pairing. And yeah, amazing book. The main heroine was slightly annoying at times, but like people do, no one's perfect. So yeah. Then we have Cures for Days by Laura Moore. I read this in May. Not that it really matters when I read it, but yeah. This is Laura Moore's first book, but she has written two more books that I have not gotten to yet, but I do plan to do that. This book is small town romance. It's dual point of view. It's also found family trope. It's also it's just so many lovely things, and it has a main character that's just very down to earth and herself, but she also she's been through a lot, so she's kind of scared about people, and then luckily in this book she finds a community and she finds love, and this book is just so wholesome. I love it so much. If you want a small town romance, check out this book. Then we have The Bookish Life of Nina Hill by Abby Waxman. So this is a romance slash other stuff. It's not just romance, it's also like drama. But I would say it's kind of drama and romance. That's kind of, it's not like a crime series. It's not like no one's dying in this book, but yeah. Um, at times the main character also was a bit annoying, but like people are annoying sometimes. And like if you want to read books where people are realistic, then people should be annoying. Characters should be annoying. People can be annoying. So yeah, but for most part, I just love this book so much. I mean, she loves to read, she loves to quiz, which is me. and she's kind of different from me in some ways, but a lot of ways she's so me, and I relate to her so much. And yeah, it was quite a nice love story she gets in this one, and yeah, I like it. If you're looking for like a bookish set love story, check out this one. Then we have Dungeons and Drama by Kirsty Boyce. I read this like December, so yeah, used very recently. It's a YA book set in a board game bookstore. Sorry, board game bookstore. Board game store. So Riley has to work in her dad's store because something happens before the book started. And one of the people who work there is Nathan, and they start by fake dating, but of course they catch feelings. Riley is into Broadway. He is more into D&D and board games, but they're both. I mean, I would say Broadway is also kind of nerdy, so it's two nerds falling in love, and yeah, I just love this book so much. It's a delight, a delight. And then we have Anna Maria and the Fox by Liana de la Rosa. This is a historical romance series set where there's three sisters from Mexico. They go to London in the 1880s. There's a big war in Mexico. They want help to fight the war, so they talk to like people in London to try to get money, weapons, what have you. And also a romance happens. So this is kind of war slash spying on people, like to get information, but also kissing, kissing, kissing. And yeah, it's very good. Highly recommend it. So far, there's two books out. The third book is coming out in August. Then we have Cemetery Boys by Aidan Thomas. This is both a mystery but also a love story. It's between a gay teen and a trans boy, and yeah, they're just lovely together. I like them together. One of them is shy and I suppose like normal. Yeah, he's shy and I suppose maybe a bit normal. The other one is a bit more. He's been through more things, but still they find each other, and yeah, it's a lovely story. Then we have Pride, Prejudice, and the City by Rachel Lippincott. I read this last January, so not like January that was, but January of last year. And yeah, honestly, this book still holds a like big place in my heart. This book is just amazing. Time travel. There's a lovely romance. It's funny. It's different. It's. I mean, I also liked how yeah how it's all. It's just honestly this is one of those books that to me it's just perfection. I can't really come with like any big gripes or any big fault with this book at all. It is an amazing book. Even if you don't really read that much YA, I would say still pick this one up because it's just amazing. You need to have this book in your life. You do. You need to do it. You need to pick it up. And then we have The Cursed Rose by Leslie Wedder. So this being the last in this trilogy. So in this book, there's it's a fantasy romance. Romantasy. I would say it's more fantasy romance because I would say like it's more fantasy than romance, but it's also quite a big love romance as well. There's two couples. Will they both get their happy ever after? Well, yeah, it's a romance. I'm just gonna hint that the trials and tribulations that the couples meet in this book, you might cry. At least I cried a bit reading this book. I suppose it's also the last in the series, so often that also makes you cry. At least it makes me cry. But yeah, this book, another masterpiece. You need to read it. Then we have Heroine Complex. Sorry, Holiday Heroine. Heroine Complex is the first book. This is another last book. This is the story of B. She's still in Hawaii and she's trying to figure out life. She's broken up with her boyfriend. She's kind of trying to figure out her career. And then early on in the book, things happen and time travel happen. And there's, yeah, people you have to fight, and also love stories. And yeah, delight. I love this book so amazingly much. But also, honestly, to be frank, it will make you cry as well. It will. And also, it's the last in a series. I would say you don't have to read all the books. I would say read some of the books before this one. Of course, if you only read this one, I mean, you could. It's a kind of, it's, I mean, it's not cliffhanger. It doesn't like take up from. I would say maybe read the first B book because there's another book with B, and then read this one. That's like the minimum, I would say, at least in my mind. And then we have Raiders of the Lost Ark by Joe Segura. So this is kind of very much. Have you seen Lost City of D? That's kind of this book, but in, yeah, this story, but in book form. It's two. Well, in this story, it's two archaeologists who go into the jungle to find hidden treasure, or like, yeah, hidden things. Uh, it's a second. Well, it's kind of like a second chance romance. They had started something in the past, but they didn't really. They almost done something in the past, but now they realize, like, you know what? I was dumb for not making it work with you. I was so dumb. And then the kiss, and yeah, it's amazing. Amazing book. Love it so much. And then we have Hex Appeal by Kate Johnson. So I actually listened to this one on audio, but and then recently thought, oh yeah, I also heard it on paperback. So nice out a physical form as well. It's very good in audio. It's a lovely story of small town romance. It's a, like, I would say it's great Halloween read because it's all about witches, curses, things like that. But also, I would say, honestly, I would say think practical magic, but in book form again. It's kind of like the same vibes. I remember finishing it last October, just thinking like it's so amazing. Went to Discord to like say people have to read this book, and then a friend of mine said, "You liked that book, but most people are different." I just kind of thought, "You've read this, so you will also know it's amazing." But she read it and didn't love it. People are different, but yeah, I love this book very much. We'll definitely continue with this companion series. Definitely a plan. Then we have So This Is Ever After by F.T. Lucas. So this is a fantasy rom-com actually. It's set in a fantasy world, but it's romance, it's comedy, it's miscommunication, but two of these people love each other, but they don't believe the other one loves the other one, and it's kind of awkward and cute, and yeah, yeah, it's a delight. Absolute delight. Also, I would say like it's very much the fantasy setting is there, but it's kind of in the background. Like the main focus is the love story, and also like these characters hanging out together, and it's just, yeah, love. It's a low stakes story. I would say maybe honestly, I would say kind of it's actually a cozy fantasy. It's quite cozy, and yeah, amazing book. So yeah, it's a, as you see, it's a queer love story, and yeah, love it. Then we have Role Playing by Kathy Yarley. This is a romance between Maggie and Aiden. Maggie is 47, Aiden is 48, so they're both later in life. They meet through they meet through what's the word again? Acquaintances, meet through words again. Word just lost me. They meet through mutual acquaintances. They're both nerds. Aiden has been through some stuff in his past. He's demisexual and also bi, and he's been through some people being stupid with that, people being phobic around that, so that's not cool. But Maggie is like very much like me in 20 years. She's like, no, are you be here or be nice and be honest, or if you're gonna create drama, go away. I'm not here for BS. Yeah, Maggie is just amazing. Love her so much. This, yeah, highly recommend this this book. And last not least, well, in the physical ones, we have My Roommate is a Vampire by Jenna Levine. So seeing this around, I picked it up in December, and yeah, delight. Very fun read. It's very funny, but also a very nice love story. And also, there's also some like mystery to it also. So I like how it's everything around that, and yeah, love all of it. And yeah, again, delightful book. So delightful. Then I'm going to talk about some of the historical reads I've done and some of the audiobooks. So we have. Give me a little moment. Blah 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 blah. So last year was a year that I very much got into Lisa Kleypas. So I did all of the Wallflowers by her. I did some of the I can't talk. I did some of the Ravenels stories by her. Want to continue with that? And my favorite so far is Scandal in Spring. I loved Daisy as a heroine. It's just, yeah, amazing. Then I also read Empire of Shadows by Jacqueline Benson. This is very much think Indiana Jones, but like more historical, and both of them are smart academics. I mean, yeah, you have Joanne, Marianne, who's also smart academic, but yeah, it's kind of that, but also in book form. It's yeah, amazing. There's already a second book out, and I believe there's the third book coming out. It's by Jacqueline Benson. The series is called The Raiders of the Lost, Raiders of the Arcana, and yeah, the first book is set in Latin America in Guatemala. The second book is set in Egypt. I don't know where the third one is set, but yeah, love it so much. And then we have The Confessions of a Lady by Darcy McGuire. I already have a review of this one out. I'll link that one down below. I read it through NetGalley, and this is a mystery slash romance historical. And yeah, it's no great book. It's the third in a series, but it's a companion series, so you don't really have to. I didn't read the other books first, so you don't have to. And then I also did Spellswept and Snowspelled by Stephanie Burgess. This is the prequel and the first book in the Hardwood Spellbook series. This is a series where so it's kind of like Jane Austen, England. It's kind of you have balls, you have high society and whatnot. But in this world, the women have the power, they have political power, and the men are warlocks. So I suppose they're both powerful in different ways, but it's like, yes, a historical thing in Madhu where females have like power, like females are in charge of big political things, and like, I love it so much. It's very cozy, very nice, very low stakes, but also still like it's just yeah, it's amazing. Love them both. I think there's like 4 books in the series in general, but most of them are shorter. So also like if you want something that's not too long, check out this series. And then blah 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 blah. Yeah. Why did I? You know what? Give me a little moment. I did a boo boo. Because, yep. Then also, of course, we have A Lady Would Know Better by Emma Farrow. I also have a review of this one out. But in short, it's the first in a new historical romance series. This story has the amnesia trope, but it's done in a very nice way. I love how it's done. It has an earl, not a duke, but an earl, and yeah, a mystery woman who finds love. And yeah, it's just amazing. And then we also have, give me a little moment. I finished a book in January some weeks ago. Yeah, The Last Days of Lila Goodluck by Kylie Scott. Did this one on audio, so the narration was amazing. But yeah, you don't have to read it on audio, of course. It has a curvy heroine. It has a love story set over 1 week, but like so much happens in that week. It's slow burn, even though you think, why would it be? Because the main character thinks she's been predicted. Um, she's been like, she's got like a prophecy, or she's gonna like talk to a words. So yeah, talk to a good witch who said like you're gonna die in 1 week. And I'm like, I'm gonna die. So there's like mystery, like will she die? How can she die? Or whatnot. But also other predictions like she wins the lottery and whatnot. And yeah, it's an amazing book. You need to read it. And yeah, oh yeah, I also almost forgot. I also did a Sarah McLean book last year. I was going to show it to you, but I couldn't let me find it. But yeah, I've done one Sarah McLean book now, and I'm definitely going to be reading more. And yeah, that's my highly recommended fantasy, highly recommended romances I've read these last months. Well, yeah, 12 months, I'm gonna say. And yeah, if you read any of these, please find go. If you have others to recommend me, please do. And I'll see you soon. Bye.